Yo, what's up YouTube? This is Fatal coming at you all the way from Louisiana. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Today we're going to be doing a cable mod install of the Xtrfy M42, one of my most favorite mice that I like to use. It's for a small hand, and I have 17.78 centimeter hands, and so this mouse is perfect for me. Now, obviously, bigger hands are going to be, a little less comfortable on this mouse. Also goes along with the likes of the MZ1. I love it. I know the wireless is fixing to come out and stuff and all that, but we've still got, a lot of people that aren't going to want wired. So, me personally, the cable that actually comes on this, I don't care for too much. I mean, it's not a game changer, but I mean, it gets nasty so fast and it looks so bad personally. Compared to this one. So today we're going to be changing that out. And when I ordered this probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and got this in, it's a custom shell mouse. So I actually paid the extra and got the custom shells for it. So I went with the white body, and I actually got the purple shells to go on it and everything else. And me personally, I like the white and the purple. So anyways, so we don't make this for 2 hours here, let's go ahead and get into this video and get it started. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please drop a like and a subscribe. I may not talk as much in this while I'm doing the video, but believe me, I'm here obviously. So if I helped anyone with this, please remember to drop a like and a subscribe, leave a comment and all that good stuff, and I hope to see you in the comments. Let's get going. So first off, I would like to immortalize Elanese. He's the one that really wanted to see me do this video. So, sup Elanese. Alright, well, we're going to get started with this. So let's get a couple of these things out of the way here so we don't, stuff that we don't need. I just wanted you guys to see what all was in the box, and, what you get in your custom M42 when you get it. But anyways, these are the skates that are going to be going back on it, so we're not going to take those off of there. And these are little spacers that you can put on your buttons, on your switches, if you need to put those on there if you've got too much space. So that's really nice. I appreciate Xtrfy sending those out with this. So first off, you're going to have your little tool set. Obviously, you're not going to need every one of these bits, but you will need one of them, which is probably going to be a Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is, well, actually the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to take these skates off of here. Alright, so I'm going to start taking these skates off, and I'm going to show you real quick. Right here in the corner on each one of these skates, there's a little spot for you to, if you can see that, to get up underneath the skate. That's where you want to go to get your skates off. Alright, okay guys, we got the actual skates off of the mouse. A couple of more suggestions before we get going here. Obviously you're going to get an extra pair of skates, but if you do not, or you don't have any, you can check out Lethal Gaming Gear to get you some actual skates to go on this. Maybe some BTL skates, or some Tiger Arc 2s, or some core pads, whatever you would like to put on here. Even some Tiger Ice skates. For now, as you can see, we got everything off, and you're going to need to also have you one of these alcohol pads so you can rub your skate area down, so the new ones, when they go on, Lethal Gaming Gear actually ends up sending like 3 or 4 of these with extra with this. If you don't have any, some lens cleaning wipes that you use for your glasses or whatever would be just as fine. Okay, so we got the screws out of the back of this shell, and so the next thing we're going to want to do is actually remove the shell so the PCB will be facing us, obviously. Now you have a little switch down here, okay, and it's going to be hooked to the inside of this. This little switch here is basically your polling rate. So that's the only switch that you're going to have on here that you really have to worry about. But just keep in mind that that's on there, so when you're putting it back together. So first thing we want to do is, obviously, let's turn it over and let's get this off of here. All right, we'll put it off to the side. We don't need it no more right now. All right. So it should be as easy as just popping the back of this off. Where's my little green thing at? Here we go. Try not to use your screwdriver or nothing if you can possibly do it. And just basically take the back of this off. There should not be any more screws or anything in it. That's a little magnet thing there. So basically just take it and kind of go around the edge if you can. If you can see this, let me see if I can get a turn around here. Just kind of go around the edge where you broke it loose right there, and just kind of a little at a time till you kind of like just get it loose, and just keep popping it loose there. If you want to, you can turn it around to the other side, do the same thing, and next thing you know, it'll be loose. So let's go ahead and get this off here. Alright, so that should be it. Remember your little switch down there, okay? Alright, so we've taken this off. Make sure you do it slow because I usually have a ribbon or something in here. Obviously not on this one, so we're lucky. But we do have one connection here, and I'm actually going to take this connection apart so we can actually get in here. With the screws removed from all 3 points, 1, 2, 3, you're going to want to actually remove or pull up the PCB just enough to where you can get this cable off of here. So all you got to do with the cable is just kind of wiggle it loose there at the end. You know, don't pull up on it too much till you get this PCB loose. So the next thing we want to do is pull up, try to pull up as straight as we can with this, and try to get it loose off the little pegs. It's got some little pegs on here, so you don't want to break it, and try not to mess up anything. Alright, so let's see here. Something's catching on it still, so we got to figure out what it's catching on. Whoop, there was the little piece that I told you to remember not to lose. It's right there. Okay, so basically, let's get that out of there because that's got to go back in. Alright. Okay, so now this thing, something's holding it down. What's holding it down? Is there a 4th screw on here? I don't think so. It should just come right off of here. But anyways, so I'm guessing we don't have to take it all the way off, so we're not going to. Okay, so what we want to do first is we're going to actually go ahead and see how far we're going to need to go with this wire before we actually even put this in here. So let's get this over here, back over here where it was at. So we're basically going to have to come from here and actually go up to here. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug this in real quick so we can actually, this is going to go on the back so we can see how much room we're going to need underneath the PCB. So let's go ahead and plug this in, get it in there. You guys need to see that. Okay, so you've seen how the PCB was at first where the wire was at. So we're going to have to go up underneath this right here, and we're going to have to come back to this direction. We're going to have to set this back down on here like it was, so that way, you know, it's working like it's supposed to. Once the cable is back up underneath your PCB there, you're going to want to put your other little encoder piece back on, and we're going to go from there. Alright, so let's put this back on here, and it should be easy peasy, and then we'll have that part done and out of the way. Alright, so it just goes back on them little rods there. Don't go down too far with it, and don't pull up on your fucking mouse, because if you do, you're going to lose your little switches. Alright, so basically we got this where we wanted at as far as where the wires are going to go. So we kind of tighten it up there just a little bit. Alright, and let's get a screw in here before we lose something, okay? So as you notice over here to the side, I've actually got me a little container so I don't lose any of my screws, and I've actually gotten the screws where I want them at as well. Okay, this is my encoder screw, and we were doing so good with time, and then I messed up. Okay, so let's get this in here. this back over here underneath the camera. Alright, don't tighten them down too much, just finger tight till you feel it start to tension up a little bit. Alright, so okay, so once we got the encoder back in there, I had a little trouble. I had to get it back on there was a little peg right here that it has to sit on and everything. Anyways, we got it on there. So next thing we want to do is we're going to heat shrink the little wrap here. And I'm not entirely sure why this little extra piece came with it, but we're going to get it set in here, and we're going to actually push this back up in there. And I'm pretty sure this is supposed to go inside here somehow to keep the wires from coming out, but I don't think we're going to have to use that, but we're going to use it anyways, and we're going to go from there. Okay, but this whole shrink wrap thing, this is why you personally get 3D printed stress relief if you personally can, because they're the best. But anyways, you want to take your shrink wrap, just pull it out just a little bit there, and then you're going to take this cigarette lighter and just kind of go around it till it kind of shrinks up onto the wire and stuff. Don't do it too much till you fucking fuck your shit up. So there you go, you got that shrink wrap now. Like I said, make sure you got plenty of slack there for it, because you just, you know, you got to have the slack. So next thing you want to do is make sure it's on there tight. Alright, so we're going to take that, we're going to push it up in here. Let's see here, let's take this right here, let's pull it back a little bit so that way we can get some slack. So we're going to shove that back open under there in a minute. Alright, so the next thing you do, you got this right here. Alright, so what you want to do is get that out of the way, and then we want to go over here like so, see what we got there, and then we're going to shrink wrap it one more time to make sure this does not come out while we're trying to game. Alright, so let's get that piece on there. Alright, so you're going to take this and do the same thing so it shrinks up a little bit. Alright, because that's the piece that's going to be hiding there to keep it from coming out of your mouth while you're trying to game with it, or when you end up pulling on it or something else. Okay, so once you got that in there, it's nice and tight. Alright, so now we're going to pull this back in here again, like so. All your wires there, and we're going to pull it in until we get back right here. And once we got that in there and sitting in there, as you can see, you got your little piece there. Alright, so let's just take this and let's get these wires back up underneath here. Okay, so now we want to actually put the piece back in here and get that in there nice and snug. You don't want to forget to put that in there. Your mouse ain't going to work when you put it back together. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is we want to close this back up. I always usually try to start from the front. And let me fix this focus again here so you guys can see a little bit better up close. Alright, it's going to get blurry at the bottom, guys. Or should I say at the top. Alright, so let's get this a little bit more. Alright. Okay, so you can see where it's at there. Alright, so we want to start from the front and kind of push down on it, so that way it snaps into place like we want it. It's nice and tight. Alright, okay, so the next thing you do there is just snap it into place and start from the front, snap it down, and it should be ready to go here in just a second. There we go. Everything's back on there. It's going to be a little tight in the front here at first. Alright, just kind of make sure your clickers are working and stuff. It's going to be tight, so as soon as you tighten that screw up though, it's going to level out. Okay, so let's get these screws back in here and all that good shit. So let's go ahead and see if we can focus this back down so I can actually set the mouse on the pad. There we go. So let's go ahead and put this bottom one on here. Get that on here first. Just make sure they kind of go inside that. There you go. And you're just going to want to push it down like so. Alright, and then you got your next one. Alright. Take that and put it over the top of this one. Just like that. Kind of hold it on the edge. Alright, once it's in place, push down on it real good. I appreciate Xtrfy actually giving these extra skates. I imagine sooner or later I'll probably put me some BTLs on here or something else, but these skates actually feel really good. They're pure PTFE skates. So you shouldn't have to actually get you any for a while. Anyways, you know, like I said, there you go. That's done. So I'm going to walk over here. We're going to plug this in and see if it starts a fire. Hopefully not. Just give me just a second. I'm walking right over here to the back of the PC. Oh, you know how it is. You go over to plug it in. USB never goes in right the first time. You turn it around the second time, it don't want to go in. You turn it back to the original spot you had it, and then it plugs in. I just don't understand that stuff. But anyways, yeah, there's that extra little piece right there. We're just going to cut this off because we're not going to use it. It's all good. Let's go ahead and get this off of here. We don't need that. So anyways, as you can see, the mouse is done, and let's get this out here because I've got quite a bit of wire here. Just to show you, this is a 6-foot wire, and you can actually get this. Let's kind of untangle it here a little bit. You can actually get this from Dream Cables, or you can go to W Paracords and actually pick you one up as well. And so there you go. It's on there. It's ready to go. And all you got to do is put whatever cage you're going to put back on here. Just snap it down, and you're ready to go. But I do. Okay guys, that is going to conclude this video for the tutorial on the Xtrfy M42 cable mod. I will have links in the description below for everything that you will possibly need for this mouse to do the cable mod. Okay, so basically Dream Cables or WP Paracords to get your mouse cable. WP Paracords, I actually have a code with them, and that is Fatal Error. And if you want to get anything from Lethal Gaming Gear for your skates, you can get you some skates from there. And don't forget to use code Fatal Error there as well. And Adis has these Huoyun 2 mouse pads that I will have a full review on coming up this Friday. But let's just say it's a very, very good pad. And but anyways, that's another story. So if there's anything I didn't show y'all or tell you in the video, please leave it in the comments, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe and share, please, if you would like to do that to help me further my cause. With all that being said, this is Fatal signing out, and I love you guys. Peace.